Hi, this is Insha Noreen, a journalist at Food Ingredients First. Plant-based ingredients company Roquette has expanded its plant protein portfolio with two innovative launches. Its first ever textured wheat protein and textured pea protein. We are joined today by Benjamin Voiry, who is the head of marketing plant proteins at Roquette, to tell us more about the ingredients and its applications. Thank you for joining us today, Benjamin.
Hello, Insha. Thank you for having me.
Great. So, my first question is, what prompted the company to move into the textured wheat protein space?
So, good question, Insha. In fact, it's a strategic milestone for us. So, we are in this textured protein for a while, having at the forefront of bringing some textured pulses protein to the market. And we decided, as a way to address some other market needs from our consumer, to move to the textured wheat protein and bring a product that will be a good fit for chicken-like products where there's some expectation for fibrous type. So the approach is really one additional products made out of wheat as kind of a toolkit for our customers to select either from the pea protein or from the wheat protein with this new grade, the perfect fit for their demand in terms of formulation and expectation in terms of sensory and taste mainly.
Okay, great. Thank you for explaining that. And can you also tell us how textured wheat protein differs from other plant proteins?
Yeah. So by nature, we know the expectation from the market are different. If you want to formulate a chicken-like product as a plant-based alternative or a beef or a pork, it's always a different expectation in terms of texture, fibrousness. So what we have been able to achieve thanks to the wheat is to achieve a specific meat-like fibers, in fact, that are very interesting. So it's what we can achieve thanks to the wheat protein that are quite unique. It's based on gluten and then linked to the way we formulate it and we process it to get these fibers. But for sure, there's a direct impact of this specific type of protein coming from wheat. So then it allows us to bring a kind of 60% protein minimum in the textured protein. And if we want to understand how it can be positioned, it can be a way sometimes to do not use the high moisture extrusion process that is quite common in this industry and use a textured protein that is in dry form that you need to rehydrate. And we can emphasize also, as there's different type of protein, the interest with this textured wheat protein, the Neutrality Wheat 600L, is that it has a light color, so it's a good match for the chicken type of product.
Okay, that sounds really interesting. And talking about the formulation and to achieve the chicken-like texture, what challenges did the team face in developing these proteins and how did you overcome them?
Yeah. So it's really when you if you are familiar with the chicken type of product, you know there's always the aspect of this fibrous, but you expect also a specific chewiness, a specific tenderness. So it's all where when we formulate a product, we play on understanding this specific expectation to get this specific bite, in fact, so that it's mimicking at its best when you use this textured protein formulating with other ingredients to get what you expect. And then, as I was saying, the color is then also quite important because you want that the aspect is also when you try to mimic meat is also very similar to what you target. So that's really where we have been acting in the way we were doing these ingredients.
Okay, great. And nowadays we are seeing consumers transition to more sustainable diets. And so, how do you think these proteins can help support the development of hybrid and maybe plant-based diets?
So it's really interesting because indeed there's in the market evolution. So this product is great for mimicking, and there's also a surging demand of hybrid product more and more. And as you were saying it, there's some sustainability expectation, not just by the consumer itself, but also by the companies making these products to improve their approach to sustainability. So on one side, there's hybrid where you combine a bit of textured wheat protein or textured pea protein and meat. So where it's kind of less challenging to get a product in terms of taste or color, but it's a kind of new formulation for a new market. And there's still this demand for pure plant-based, where there's always this expectation to make product with a better mimicking always. Or another approach that we also support is sometimes to make products that have their own taste identity, their own texture identity, and where you can take from different type of proteins to get something that you expect. Still a good bite, something that you will like in terms of taste, but not absolutely that you will compare to something you know very well. And that's a very interesting way to develop new products.
Yeah, that's certainly really interesting to know. And as a final question, I would like to know what's next for the company in terms of alternative protein innovation, and where do you see the overall segment headed in the future?
So if we step back on protein needs from the market, protein is still well appreciated on all activities overall, and there's two main drivers. One that we are discussing right now is kind of more alternative to animal-based protein mainly, so that's kind of all then hybrid or plant-based products. And there's still also the major trend of enrichment. That means you consume more proteins for specific nutritional or health benefits. So we are, as a leading company in this field of plant protein, and having relying on pea protein, on fava protein more recently as something complementary, and the wheat that is also well established, but we have made by our own approach to make it sustainable with the right sourcing. So for us, it's kind of still a big journey of a lot of innovation to address all this expectation on this much expected protein, either as isolate or texture protein. And what is also very important is how we support our customers to use them, because there are some challenges. There's big expectations, so it's not just to get a good ingredient. You need also the right support to use them in the most efficient way. So it's what we strive to support and to help our customers for that.